Hi Taurus, this is Pisces Priestess with your September Astrology Tarot reading. So first of all, if you're watching this, congratulations, you survived the Leo solar eclipse. Yes, that was very intense energy, and we are definitely not out of the loop of the eclipse energy. These eclipses can affect us up to 19 years, 6 months, some people are saying. But I know eclipses are the most powerful astronomical event that we can go through as people. And it really kicked off some new energies between the light and the dark. And I say that because that is a lot of what this reading has to do with. We are in Virgo season, so happy Virgo season. Taurus, you are an earth sign. So the sun is in your sister sign, Virgo. Yeah, so we have a lot of earth energy this month, and that's a lot of what I wanted to talk to you about. Now, I'm a Pisces, and Virgo is my opposite sign. If some of you Tauruses are with Scorpio, then you know what I mean by opposite energy. So when the sun enters your opposite sign, so if you were in Aries and the sun entered Libra, which will happen soon, or if you were a Taurus and you remember when the sun entered Scorpio, yeah, opposite energies. So I'm not sure if it's for all Pisces, but for me personally, when Virgo season comes, and this is every August, September, I love Virgos. I'm with a Virgo. I love Virgo energy. But I do find it a bit challenging because the criticism and the perfectionism and the structure of everything, it gets very, very precise, and it gets very, very anal. So yeah, I was thinking about this reading for a really long time, and I'm really excited to do them. But Virgo energy doesn't it doesn't exactly allow me the flexibility that I like as a water sign. And I know you probably appreciate structure too, Taurus, but the best way that I thought I could do these readings, because Virgo season, and we'll get in Libra season where things will get more balanced, and I'll get a little bit more creative and stuff like that next month. But for now, I think I would be best of service to you if I did the readings like I'm going to do today. And I thought it would be really cool to incorporate some of these things here. So Virgo season. We're talking about Virgo season. There's a lot of earth sign energy this month. And Virgo is the 6th house of lifestyle. And 6 is a very, very angelic number. I'm going to be telling all the signs this in the videos this month. I think it's very important that we acknowledge Virgos as angels. Virgos are the angelic humans. They are angels incarnate, like they are reincarnated angels on this earth. I know that for a fact. And you can look that up. They're the virgins. They're the angel. They're the only angel on the zodiac wheel, except for Libra, because Libra is archangel. But those are two different angels. So what I'm trying to say is that I had to honor my opposite sign, Virgo, and I thought it would be really cool to bring out some new decks. I've had this deck for a long time, but I have not shown anyone. I usually just use my original tarot deck, but I thought it would be really cool to incorporate my Indigo Angel Oracle cards, because these are going to be messages from the angels, and it is Virgo season, so I really wanted to do that. But, any angels that I know, they really understand the light and the dark. And that's why I was bringing up the eclipse energy, because the eclipse energy was basically the universe's way of balancing out light and the dark. When the moon, which is a dark feminine planet, it moved in front of the masculine sun. So masculine and feminine energies are the same thing as light and dark. And I know a few angels, I know a few Virgos, and they really understand the light and the dark. I mean, I'd be pretty afraid if the angels didn't know about the light and the dark, because they're just from a different realm, and as a Pisces, I've went through a tremendous change recently when it comes to the perception I have of light and dark. So we couldn't just have angel messages today. I wanted to bring out my wisdom of the House of Night Oracle. So this is going to be messages from the light and the dark here. I thought that would be very, very great to do for you guys. And I feel like my spirit guides have led me to do this. So another thing about the Indigo and the Wisdom deck, the Oracle card deck, they're a bit bigger. I've had the Indigo deck for a while. I just got the Wisdom of the House of Night on September 1st. So I know that it was very meant to do this because I got them right in the nick of time, and a Virgo has given me both of these decks as gifts. So these are very angelic cards. Very, very, very important messages here from the light and the dark for you, Taurus. And I think it's very important that we embrace the light and the dark, because if there's anything I realized is that nobody is all light and nobody is all dark. We all have light and dark inside us. We all have masculine and feminine energies, and it's all about how we balance those two things. So I really wanted to bring you guys, I've really been on a journey with the light and the dark. I've opened up a lot with the light and the dark. Around the Leo eclipse, I balanced my light and the dark. I've been doing a lot of stuff, working on that for months behind the scenes. So I'm really alchemizing with this light and the dark energy. So I'm giving you both today. And I really hope that this reading is relatable and helpful. What I was getting ready to say though is that the cards are bigger. And I really didn't want to make these videos too long this month because it's Virgo season, very critical energy, very, very scheduled energy. So I want these to be perfect, Virgo, especially when I get to the Virgo reading. Whew, goodness. But yeah, so I shuffled, I meditated. You're gonna have to trust me, you guys. You're gonna have to trust my abilities and my passion for this kind of thing. I didn't want to spend too long like literally these cards take a long, like when I do my regular tarot cards, which I will be pulling one of those for you too. When I do those, they come out pretty quick. They're good for my hands, and it's not that I don't like these cards. This deck has become my very favorite deck. But they're very, very pointy. I got those cards 3 days ago, so they're very pointy and they poke, and these messages are going to be very straight to the point, literally. But they take a while to come out, and I trust spirit, so I like the cards to come out with my intuition and just by shuffle. Some people flip over but I want to make sure they're very, very precise. So I shuffled beforehand, I meditated on your energy beforehand, and I have your reading here already. I know that's a little bit different. So also, Taurus, we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde right now. Mercury is going direct tomorrow. And I have a few notes here, and like I said, Virgo energy is very different for me as a Pisces. It's the opposite sign of me, so the sun is literally shining opposite of me. It makes me more of a Pisces. It makes me have to be more on my game about my spirituality, but it makes me incorporate logic and reasoning and grounding with my spirituality. So I am very structured right now. That's what Virgo season does to me, and I have my notes here. And instead of what I usually do, going through the whole month and things like that, I think the most important thing is this Mercury direct on the 5th, tomorrow, and Mars entering Virgo, and the Pisces full moon on the 6th. Okay, that is a very, very, very important thing. Basically, the first week of September, I think, is where these important energies. And we do have the sun entering Libra on the 22nd and things like that. But for you, Taurus, I want you to focus on how much earth energy we're going to have for you. We have this earth trine happening at the time of the full moon. Well, it's at the 28th, actually. I'm reading these notes here. So we're going to have Pluto in Capricorn, all the energy in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Virgo, the sun in Virgo, the moon in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, like a lot of Virgo energy. Well, you have Pallas Athena in your sign, Taurus. And I did a little bit of research before, but I wanted to focus mainly on your reading, and I'm going to get to that very soon. But I wanted to give you a little bit of the detail to honor my sign, Virgo. Virgo is very detail-oriented. So yeah, we have this grand earth trine, and this is very adamant. For all the earth signs this month, I'm going to be very stressing this earth energy because there's a lot of Pisces Virgo energy this month. And you have Pallas Athena in your sign. I did a little research on Pallas Athena, and what I gathered is that Pallas Athena it's about wisdom. It's about the truth, okay? And so I think that that's going to incorporate in your reading today here, Taurus. Taurus, you're in a very earthy, fixed position, and because of that, I believe the spirits in the universe is going to be revealing you with a lot of the truth, with Pallas Athena being in your sign. Please research that. If you find out anything interesting, I would love to know more. Maybe when I'm done with these videos, I will research more about Pallas Athena. But I just wanted you to know that. Maybe you guys should, those of you who are a little bit more interested in that, you can look up what Pallas Athena means and what it means for it to be in Taurus. For me, it means, and I have a Taurus moon, so I definitely apply that to my emotions in my moon mood. Um, so yeah, the truth may be grounded and stable. It may be practical truth since it's in Taurus, but I really heed you guys to do your own research on that and to gather your own intuition about what that may mean and what you may be feeling because of Pallas being in your sign. So Taurus, let's get into your reading, shall we? So we already know that we're doing the light and the dark messages, right? Because Virgo, angel energy, angels understand light and the dark. It's a very time right now for light and dark, especially with this eclipse energy. So also, I thought it would be best since we have a Mercury retrograde and we're technically at the end of a Mercury retrograde right now. We've just went through so much crazy energy and we're getting out of that right now. Thank goodness. Well, if I know anything about retrogrades, it's that they're kind of like a blast from the past. And that's why we run into X's with a Mercury retrograde. That's why we see a lot of people from our past. That's why our communication is kind of broken and things can go wrong with Mercury retrograde. So with all this talk of the past, and it's like weird, I feel a weird portal between the past, present, and future. And those are readings that I offer sometimes to people. Very simple readings, very straight to the point, 3 cards, past, present, and future. So that's what I have here for you, Taurus. Past, present, and future. We're going to do the light first. We have the angel messages, and then I have 3 cards from the dark. Before we get started, I just really want to stress the fact that light is not good and dark is not bad. So please remain open-minded. Light can be either or, and dark can be either or. And on my journey, that's why I'm doing this today, is that I've learned so much about the light and the dark, and that we are both. We are both light and the dark. The universe has light and dark in it. You know, we have the stars, we have the sun, we have the moon, we have planets, we have masculine energy, we have feminine energy, and it's really about balancing the two. So please remain open-minded and just open and receiving of the messages I have for you, because I'm really passionate about this, and I do have a Taurus moon. So the dark messages here are actually very, very, I trust them. Because this is for Taurus, and my dark is Taurus. Dark, you know, not bad, not good, but just dark. It's just different, you know what I mean? And I've learned a lot differently about that. So let's get started, Taurus. For your past position, we have the card of friendship coming in from the angels. And we see these 2 girls here. And what I noticed immediately, not trying to be petty, but there is a light and a dark girl here. And so, you know, some of you Tauruses may be dealing with the light and the dark in other people. But I have these books here that share a little bit about what the author, creator intended for these cards to mean. But I also am going to give you a little bit of my own intuition and what these cards mean for me. So, you know, the energy of others may be affecting you is what this card means. The angels are saying that you need to open up well, this is for your past, Taurus. So technically, in the past could be a minute ago. The past can be a day ago. The past could be 40 years ago. So it's however you want to apply it, Taurus. But the angels are coming up to show you that Taurus was in a friendship in the past. So if there's any friends that you have from the past, and this is weird because there was a Mercury retrograde. So maybe some friends or relationships came up from the past. Light and dark relationships. And it's also saying, are you closed off? You want to ask yourself if you're closed off, or if you're remaining open to making new friends. And I'm gonna apply this to my moon, because it must mean that the Taurus part of me, I've been really isolated lately, and I've had a lot of people want to hang out with me, and I've had a lot of people invite me to things, and I just don't want to. And I don't know if that's my Pisces, Capricorn, or Taurus side of me, or whatever else in my house. But I've been really anal and very strict about the friendships I have. I take friendship very seriously. Maybe you're the same way, Taurus. Maybe that's the Taurus in me. You know, I like my friends to be very real and genuine people. So this is, for some Tauruses, this is coming up to show you that you really want to ask yourself how much the energy of others are affecting you. So if you're not doing certain things because of the way others feel, or if you're giving too much in your friendships, you really want to be careful, because this is light and dark here. I say that because of these 2 girls here. I'm not racist or pay attention to skin color, but it's just symbolism. There's more cards too, you know, that portray the light and the dark, and that's the theme here. So I'm definitely going with that. So pay attention to friendships. Maybe some friendships have ended for Taurus. If you're a Taurus and some of your friendships ended with people, the angels are telling me that it was meant to be, that this friendship was not worth it. Some friendships of yours may be very great though. So just heed your intuition on that, Taurus. Just make sure you know the kind of friends you keep around you. Make sure that friendship is very much being highlighted here, and it's in the past position. So, just this is something to talk about, Taurus. I mean, these girls look like they're pretty close friends, though. So, I also think that Taurus has some pretty good friends in their life. So, just make sure that you're open to letting others in, and that you're not closed off to the exchange of energy that happens between the light and the dark and between friendships that you have. That definitely applies to me, and I hope it applies to you guys too. So, really, how did people make you feel in the past, Taurus? That's what that means. That's exactly what the angels are trying to get you to remember. How do people make you feel? So just think about that for a little bit, Taurus. And when it comes to certain people, maybe by focusing on the way that they make you feel, you will come to a conclusion about the light and the dark. Maybe some of your friends are light, some of your friends are dark. And remember, that doesn't make them good or bad, but it's all about the energy you feel from them. So if you feel good energy from them, most likely they are a good influence on you. If they bring you down, suck your energy out, make you feel less than, then they're probably not a very good friend for you. And I also feel that new friendships are coming in for Taurus. So let's move to the present moment. Right now, no matter when you're watching this, we have shielding. And these cards, when I was shuffling, they popped out. And friendship and shielding came out. So you may be shielding yourself from certain friendships, Taurus. This card came up upside down. I really don't work with reversed cards often, but I do heed my intuition, and the angels told me, oh no, that is meant to be upside down. So a couple things here, Taurus, with the shielding card. It's telling you to make sure that you are energetically shielding yourself. With this card upright means that you're shielded and protected by something. The angels are always protecting you and shielding you from certain things. And with it upside down, it makes me wonder if Taurus isn't protecting themselves enough, right? And maybe from certain friendships. And this is messages from the light and the dark. So the light is telling you that there are more things that you need to shield yourself from. If you're not shielding yourself enough, Taurus, and you will know this, you all will know this. Some Tauruses have shielded themselves too much and need to balance that out. Some Tauruses have not shielded themselves at all. There are dark and light energies around us, and some of them are not on the same team as us. So you're going to have to really be intuitive about certain energies and protect yourself when you need to, Taurus. This is coming up for you. There's something that you need to, and this is your present moment. So it is very important for you to shield yourself now. And also spiritual protection against vulnerability. Okay, those are other things that I really wanted to mention to you. So if you're feeling vulnerable in a certain situation, Taurus, just make sure that you call upon the angels. The angels are telling me, they're here to remind you that you can always call upon angels. I do this all the time, and it may be my Taurus. When I'm driving down the road or when I'm around a negative energy, especially during conflict. You know how sometimes you just wind up in the middle of a conflict? Maybe you're at a Taco Bell or a store, and these people start arguing. I'm an empath. I'm very, very sensitive. So I can feel energies around me, and I get scared. Even if I'm not involved in the conflict, I feel personally affected by it, even if I'm far away from it. Like, even if I'm watching TV or YouTube or Facebook and I see some random negative, it'll bring my mood down. It'll make me feel like I'm affected by that. So Taurus, if you're that same way, or if after this video, this is my message to you, that if you find yourself in the middle of a conflict, whether it be yours or others, just know that it's very important for you to stay protected and to shield yourself. Like I was getting ready to say, when I feel these things, I immediately call Archangel Metatron. I'm like, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raphael, please cover me in light as I am driving. I feel very scared right now. Please protect me in light. Please put an auric shield of light around me. Sometimes if I'm even more, like when I'm getting ready to go to sleep, sometimes I protect myself in light, and then I protect my whole room in light, and then I protect my whole house in light, and then I protect my whole town in light, and then my whole city and my whole planet and everything. So just know this has worked. I'm telling you right now, Pisces Priestess is here to say that if you call upon the angels of light, they will protect you against anything. And Taurus, this is coming up for you in your present moment. And it's reversed, okay? Very interesting. I have had no reversed cards yet. So I'm hearing that you need to protect yourself more. You need to shield yourself more from certain energies. And I trust that you will know what that means, Taurus. So, for your future, the angels would like to tell you that it's time to create. So Taurus, I know some Tauruses, you guys are pretty creative, you know, you're very grounded and logical for the most part, but you have that creative part about you, right? This lady, she's has a paint in her hands, and this is speaking to me so much because I definitely want to do some painting soon. And she's thinking, you know what I mean? You know, this is an angel of creation. So maybe the angel of creation are going to visit Taurus in the future. And you know, the future could be tomorrow, the future could be in 10 minutes. After you watch this video, just know that, you know, my message to you is that the angels of creation are going to invoke some creativity in you, Taurus. So if you get any creative ideas, if you and maybe you need to shield yourself and get more creative with shielding yourself. Get more creative in your friendships. And this is in your futuristic position. So in the future, it would very much benefit Taurus to dive into their creativity. And you could do anything with creativity. The men out there too, men and women Tauruses. Just whatever you think is creative. I think going out for a walk. I'm with the earth sign. I'm with a Virgo. She really likes to take walks. And maybe after taking a walk, you'll get this creative idea. Pay attention to that this month, Taurus, to these ideas that you have about creation, because this came up for you. So you're very creative. It might be this Pisces full moon, you know, on the 6th. Pisces is very creative. Pisces is a very imaginative sign, very magical, stuff like that. So just make sure you tap into those parts of you, Taurus, because they're definitely there. And it'd be really nice to have at least one project finished of creativity by October. That'd be really great, you know. So whatever you guys like to do, take a walk. I know I like to paint and draw and sing and write, and all of that is creative. But you know, this is not only with creativity. I also see that it just says time to create. So whatever that means for you, Taurus, you may need to create a job or create a relationship. You may need to create a friendship. You may need to create that shield around you. So it's not just creative energy. It's also, for some Tauruses, you're just being asked to create something because something is available to you and only you is what I'm hearing. And that only Taurus is going to be able to, unless someone else gets the time to create card too, I guess. But right now, Taurus, you're the only one who's got that. And just pay attention to the creative ideas that you get, or ideas about creating. Some of you might create a kid or create a baby, create a marriage, I don't know. But it's definitely time to create in your future, okay? So those were the messages from the light. And now we're going to move on to the dark, right? The messages from the house of night. So light and night, I guess. So Taurus, for your past, we have confidence, okay? And these cards are kind of shiny, so I hope you guys can see them. I'm going to try to move them around a little bit so that you can see them as good as you can. So we have this horse. Does that mean anything to you guys? Confidence. Well, to me, I'm afraid of horses. So for this lady to be really happy and comfortable around a horse, she's confident. Because horses are very big. I love horses, though. They're very majestic creatures. But yeah, that just spoke to me that, wow, that lady's pretty confident. If she's, you know, she's very friendly with this horse. So some of you may even be, you know, liking horses and stuff. For some Taurus, you never know. But what I also see in here in the corner is that there are fall leaves. Do you see that? Fall leaves. So you may have the confidence for a transformation, Taurus. And there's a lot of light coming behind the woman and the horse. And I have a little bit of notes here for this. So what this card means in this book is that you're tackling life's challenges and that you are chosen to make the right decision. You have to keep your head held high and take the next step with confidence. So in your past, Taurus, maybe you were feeling confident about something. Please do not lose that confidence in your present and your future, because you're going to need it the most. The reason why you felt that burst of confidence in your past is because you're going to need it to utilize your present and your future. And we have the confidence card right below the friendship card. So these were your cards for the past, Taurus. The light and the dark. The light is telling you about friendship, and the dark is telling you about confidence. So you may even be befriending people in a confident way. And if you're not, you most certainly should. And I just think that that speaks to like confidence to me is a very grounded thing. You know, like in order to be confident, you can't be flighty or airheaded or you know, kind of neither here nor there. You have to be grounded. Confidence is a choice that someone makes to be, even if it doesn't seem that way. And I can't help but to notice all the earth in this card. You know, so it's just telling me that it's a very grounded feeling for you, and this is the past. So you may not be feeling too confident anymore, Taurus, but I very much hope so, because I feel your confidence from this card. This woman looks very confident, you know, especially with this horse. Horses are very noble creatures, very steady, grounded creatures as well. So you have to be confident. Sometimes horses need to be confident too when they're being ridden or when they're jumping over hurdles. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm being led to say that to you, but don't worry about any of the challenges that you face in life, Taurus, because you have been chosen to make the right decision. The angels of the night are showing you that you can remain confident throughout your future and through your future endeavors. Okay, so Taurus, all right, you know, it's not always easy to interpret these cards, but I trust my intuition a lot. And like I said, you know, my moon is in Taurus, so I very much trust the dark cards in this reading. So for your present moment, we did have Trapped come up. We did have the Trapped card come up. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that card means in this deck. But I want you to take a look here. We have this crow very much trapped in this very oriental looking bird cage. I always liked bird cages from the back in the day. They're very pretty. And I guess that's just my way of seeing the beauty in being trapped. And there's not much, is there? So is there any Tauruses out there who feel trapped? I feel the need to ask that. And I feel a weird energy, like maybe this is really digging deep inside, Taurus, because I feel your energy like, I'm not trapped. I don't feel trapped. I don't feel trapped. What do you mean? Like, that's exactly what I felt when I pulled these cards, but, you know, it came up with shielding. And shielding and being trapped are kind of the same thing when you think about it. We have this lady here who kind of feels trapped in her own light. And then we have in the dark showing you that you feel trapped also. So this, if you're a Taurus and you don't feel trapped, that's very great. But let's talk about metaphorically what it means to feel trapped. When you feel like, you can feel trapped in so many different ways. You can feel mentally trapped, emotionally trapped. You can feel very physically, legitly trapped like this bird, right? So just think about in how many ways you could feel trapped. You maybe feel trapped in your job. Okay, that's a very earth thing. You may be feeling trapped, and I mean, as my moon, I definitely feel trapped. So the Taurus in me is able to relate to this. So that's why I'm not gonna pick and choose. Like some tarot readers will put a card back, and I'm like, Spirit was like, really? So with me, I have a very important relationship with Spirit, and whatever cards come, I know and I trust that that is what I'm supposed to relate to you guys. So the night and the darkness does not lie. The darkness knows what lies beneath people, what lies inside people, right? So deep down, Taurus, I need you to invoke and remember and feel, because this is your present moment, right? So maybe some of you are trying to shield yourself from feeling trapped, or some of you need to start doing that. And it's interesting that this card comes up after confidence, right? Because you had the confidence to do something, and you might have been led down a road that makes you feel trapped after that, trapped in a decision. Maybe some Tauruses have a decision to make and you feel trapped. You're like, you know what I mean? Like, trapped is just like Eight of Swords type of energy. Like there's something, maybe you guys are surrounded by things that are unmovable. Does that make sense? I'm not sure, Taurus. I really want you guys to comment and let me know how you guys have been feeling, because this is for your present moment. So maybe some Tauruses will be led to watch my video while feeling trapped. And I'm just here to tell you that, and Spirit is here to tell you that you're only in a temporary prison. This prison and enjailment is only temporary. And if I know one thing about the dark is that it teaches us lessons sometimes to prepare for the light. So just have patience, you know, and just learn what you can from this you know, this bird. And you know, when people go to jail, they're very isolated. So I would just, you know, I would just really use this as thinking time. You know what I mean? I'm definitely trapped in my own way. So the spirits are telling you, you know, that sometimes you have to be alone with your darkness, or sometimes you need to be alone with your own energy in order to figure out who you really are. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes, what if this bird, we don't see anything else about this card, but what if we could look away from the bird and look around what the bird is around? What if there's fire everywhere and like really bad stuff? So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes when we're trapped, we're actually being protected, and that's exactly what my spirit guides wanted to say, because it comes right below the shielding card. So there's a protecting thing for Taurus. Taurus, if there's something that isn't happening in your life and you feel stagnant and you feel like nothing's moving, it's because of this Mercury retrograde energy, and maybe the doors to that bird cage are going to open tomorrow. Sometimes it's best to keep still and not move forward. What I just saw in my mind is a traffic jam, and how way up ahead, like, so picture yourself in a car with me, and we're in this car right now and we're late to something. Oh God. And way up ahead, farther than what we can see, is a horrible accident. And just think of, you know how when those accidents happen, things have to slow down, and there has to be these like construction workers who signal everyone around, like one of the lanes are closed, so everyone has to drive around and stuff like that. Think if none of that happened and everyone just kept driving. I feel like there'd be more accidents caused. Sometimes accidents can cause accidents, so I'm not sure if that means anything to you guys. But what I'm trying to say is that that moment, I know that like when you're stuck in traffic, it can be very annoying, especially for an earth sign who's ready to go and ready to be grounded, ready to be practical. In Taurus, you are always on schedule for the most part. I know a few Tauruses in my life, and you know, you guys are very confident. But what I'm seeing and hearing from my angels is that inside the Taurus, deep and down, that they'll never let you know. But I'm the Pisces priestess and I have a Taurus moon. So, you know, I'm able to share these secrets with you as signs that I know, Taurus. I know deep inside that that overconfidence sometimes that you show is stemming from an insecurity in a way. You know, it's stemming from the fear to fail sometimes. Taurus, I know that you're a fixed earth sign, so your practicality has to be stabilized all the time, and it has to be, you know, it has to be practical and efficient. So maybe you're feeling trapped because of those kind of energies. And you know, going back to the what my spirit guides showed me about the traffic jam, you know what I mean? Sometimes we have to stay still, because if the universe doesn't encage us or trap us in a moment, then we would have kept going. And if we would have kept going, we would have gotten an accident, or we would have gotten in trouble, or you know what I mean? So just think of this prison that you're in, whatever that means to you guys. I feel like you really need to interpret this as a metaphor. Some of you really may be in jail, I'm not sure, but just interpret this how you will and let me know your thoughts, because I felt a very interesting feeling when I pulled this card for you guys. So there's definitely a shielding and a trapped and prison energy. Just don't worry though, Taurus, things will change, okay? Eventually that accident will get cleared up and all the traffic will go, and we'll all get off our own exits and we'll still continue on with life. Nothing stays the same forever, but it's very important to stay still sometimes. That's what Spirit is showing me. And also these cards say that when you're feeling trapped, the best way to set yourself free is to dream, is to get creative. So maybe that's why time to create and confidence showed up for you. Because you have to trust that you'll fly again, okay? That's what this book is telling me about this card. Now, for your future, interesting, because I was shuffling the cards and I got this, you know, my Taurus moon is very psychic. It helps me a lot. I have a 0-degree Taurus moon. So it very much helps me with my 5 senses and that sixth sense that I have. So it just dawned on me, I'm like, you know, I wonder if Taurus will get the High Priestess of Water. And sure enough, that's the card that popped out. So I know that this was meant to be, because I literally had a vision about this. And this is a really beautiful card. It would have been kind of cool if the High Priestess of Earth would have showed up for you. But the spirits of night are not showing me that. They showed me the high priestess of water. So Taurus, you may be a little bit more fluid than what you're used to. You know, this is the earth and water energy this month with Virgo and Pisces. So we have this high priestess of water, this all these blue colors and these deep emotions of her eyes are very deep. She seems like a very empathic person. So the high priestess of water is the card of change and the card of transformation. Water is a very transformative element, and it's about things changing shape in your life. So just be open to the changes coming in your future with this Pisces full moon. I very much believe that this is the Pisces full moon. Just try to flow like water. And definitely be open to the transformations that you go through, because things are changing shape and it's very much better to go with the flow, okay? And that one was very straight to the point. You know, in the future, you guys are just going to become more fluid like, you know, and that might be strange for an earth sign, but just embrace that. You know, there's certain things that you need to be more flexible with. There's certain things that you need to be more flowing with. And it'd be amazing to ground that new attitude of yours, that new like go with the flow energy. And also for the light, I have at the bottom of the deck self-reflection. Okay, so the angels are asking you to self-reflect a little bit this month, and the things that you come up with about this self-reflection are going to have answers for you. The angels have certain realizations waiting for you, Taurus. This lady is deep in thought about self. So this is a lot to do with self-reflection. And then this was interesting. Oh wow, and underneath that we have the moon. So I'm definitely going to show you guys that. Wow, I knew that high priestess was about the moon. Very interesting, Taurus. But first we're going to go ahead with this. We have differences. And you see this? You see this white and black cat? So Taurus, these messages of the light and the dark were very important for you today. And it's just showing you to know the differences. So around this full moon, and this is, you know, the underlying energy of your reading. So it was so amazing for me to have and look at the food there. That's definitely Taurus. The fruit, you have the apple and orange. Interesting. Apple and oranges, which is different, you know, like those are two opposites. So there's something about opposites this month for you, Taurus. And the light and the dark are very much showing up for you. I love that black cat. It looks like my cat, my Alice cat that I love. But yes, this is definitely, you see how there's, they very much illustrated the differences in things. You know, the apple and the orange, the white cat and the black cat, the fact that they're looking two different directions. So differences are going to come up for you this month, Taurus. And this right underneath that was the moon card, and I love this card. Okay, the full moon is coming, and you see that in this card here, and this is the messages from the night. So we have this black cat here, very spiritual. Taurus, you're going to learn a lot about the light and the dark around the full moon, and that's why in your future position you have the high priestess of water. Even if you guys aren't becoming the high priestess of water, you're definitely going to be visited by her. And she's going to come to you in a couple of days, or maybe after the full moon. And she's going to whisper some things into Taurus's ear about the differences that you see in yourself, in other people, maybe the differences that you see in life, maybe the differences you see in the light and the dark. That definitely applies to my moon. And I really hope that applies to you guys as well. Meditation stance. Okay, so let's get one card from the original tarot for Taurus, and we have the Emperor. So we have an Aries energy. This is God's energy. This man is the father of the tarot deck. So Taurus, I feel that you feel really empowered this month, and that you're really passionate about things. So my regular original tarot deck wanted to show you this card to show you that you still are in charge. You're still in control of your own destiny. Aries is a very strong and bold, headstrong character. So make sure you go after what you want with passion and validity. Is that how you say that? Validity. Make sure you go after things in a strong way, especially with the position you're put in. You know, there's a reason why you're asking to be reflecting on your friendships. There's a reason why you're shielding from certain things, because it is time to create. And you are a confident person, you know, and if you do feel trapped, see, this is another really beautiful thing, is that water cannot be trapped. So you have the High Priestess of Water coming right up after the trapped feeling. And, you know, water can destroy iron in enough time. When water is trapped, water creates a new path. You know, there's river dams and certain things like that, but water always creates a certain way around something. So, Taurus, you're not trapped forever. You're just temporarily waiting for something. And we had that Aries card show up to you because you have the power to be who you are. You know, this is the I am card. You have the power to protect yourself. You have the power to maybe even help other people. You know, maybe you're going to be in a position, a fiery position this month to be an authority. That's what I hear for you, is that Taurus is actually going to be given an authority position, an authority with all these underlying dark and light energies. So that is your reading for September, Taurus. I really hope that this related to you. It definitely helped me a little bit with my moon. I can tell you that much. I really want you guys specifically to comment below and tell me what you thought about this. You know, with you being my moon sign and things like that, I really hold your opinion high. So yeah, I might be back back in the middle of this month to go through some of the other details with you. I'm also going to be uploading other videos about the Pisces moon, hopefully, if I have time, and maybe a video about the light and the dark. I thought that that was important this month with me doing these readings so that we could all be on the same page of things. Alright, Taurus, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your comments and your likes and your shares, and I'm really excited to talk with you guys more in Libra season, okay? Have a great month, Taurus.